perspective.
Thus, the PowerPuff Girls were born! Using their ultra superpowers, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil!
Hi, it's O.
Hi, it's Obi.
Hi, it's Adri, and welcome to PowePuff TalkShow.
Okay, today we have a very special guest. We have our teacher from the English club, and his name is Pedro, but we call him Peter because he's great. He's a great person. So, welcome, teacher Peter. Okay, Adri?
Well, hi guys. We are really happy to be here with you because today we have a really good and really special topic. And today we'll talk about life. I think that every single person have a different idea and a different way for seeing life, and also we think differently. And it is a reason that we have today here for talking about life and tell some stories or some anecdotes. So I think that it could be a really good time.
Okay, so teacher Pedro, would you like to introduce yourself? Just tell us something you consider important about you.
Right, so hi, my name is Pedro Cox. I'm an English teacher. I work at the Hohen English Training Program. I've been working with you guys for the last 6 months in the English Club course, which is a conversational course. And I have also worked at TIA for the last 6 years. I enjoy listening to lots of music and watching shows and movies. So if it's a streaming, count me in.
Okay. I remember once you told us that you studied dance.
Yeah, I graduated from dance school.
Okay, and what's your favorite memory about that?
I would be definitely usually our final presentation is around November, last week of November. So starting July, you start preparing everything. You got 6 months there in which you start with the choreography, rehearsals and everything. But the final stage of it, October, November, that would be definitely one of my favorite memories. Every year, I will always look forward to that part of the year. October, November, even December, that last straight of the year.
How many years did you study there?
I studied 12 years there.
12.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I think that it is really awesome, and I think that it is a really good way for expressing things that you feel or the way that you think. And I think that it could be a really good experience that I would like to do one day. But since you were talking, I was thinking about if you could tell us what is your funniest experiences that you have when you studied dance.
Maybe it would, funniest, I think rehearsals, when maybe you forget a piece of the choreography and you start inventing, and then it's they stop the music and they're what are you doing? And sometimes you come out with really interesting things and funny things. So that would be something really funny there. That moment when you're completely black, so you start improvising, and sometimes you do very crazy stuff.
I imagine. And do you think that when you were studying dance, were you a social dancer or more an artistic dancer?
Oh no, definitely artistic. I didn't like to dance at parties or all this Latin music. I didn't like that when I was at school. Now I like it, but when I was studying dance, it wasn't my thing.
Okay.
And what is your favorite, or was your favorite music genre to dance or something? What was the kind of dance you did?
well, I've always liked electronic music. So the thing with electronic music is that you just like move as you want or as you feel. There's no like a set of steps that you have to follow or something. Like if you're dancing salsa or you're dancing bachata, there's like a set of steps that you use. But if you're dancing electronic music, it's like you move as you feel. So when I was a teen or young adult, that was kind of like my thing in electronic music.
Okay.
That's very interesting. And I'm curious to know just how old were you when you started studying?
I started kind of late. I started when I was 11. And usually, if you're gonna study dance, you have to start around 7 or 8 years old. I started a bit late. So I started when I was 11.
And how could you take the decision for beginning to study dance?
Oh, with my brothers, like my mom. My mom took us. She was always very supportive in us. So we would usually have like school in the morning and in the afternoon some extracurricular thing, and also vacation course. And then one day she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take you to dance school. Like you're gonna have a week of ballet, and if you like it, you stay there. If not, don't." And like we took our first class on Monday, and by Friday we were like, "Yes, we're gonna continue." And she was very supportive with us.
You like it since the first moment that you
Yeah,
take
it was something different, interesting, and challenging. So we were like into it, and like she, like I said, like she was very supportive in that. So we didn't feel like it was like forcing us to do it.
and you did something that you like it, and I think that it was really
Exactly.
awesome. I can imagine. All right, yeah, and I think that it was really good. And so, Edu,
Okay, I'm thinking how you went from studying dance to teaching English.
Well, actually, when I started at dance school, I also started studying English at IGA. So I went to English at Fridays and Saturdays sometimes, depending on the course. So I would go to my ballet classes Monday to Thursday and sometimes Fridays, and then after that go to my English classes. And then it would be like I have rehearsals, so I went to IGA 3 to 6, and then I had rehearsal at 6:30 to 8. So I always had like those two things. Then there was a point when I finished studying English. Everything like I even have some courses with Eduardo. He was my teacher as well, and he was like, "You should try like get into teaching and everything here." So then I applied to be a teacher because I was actually a really good student. So I applied to be a teacher. I had the preparation courses and everything, and I was like, okay, let's see if I like it. And I really enjoyed working as a teacher. So then I had the opportunity to continue getting more programs, more courses, and more experience. And like my first year at IGA was really interesting. I had the opportunity to work in like 5 different programs. Like during my first year, I get to like teach courses from level 1 to level 6. So it was really interesting, and I like it. So that's why I continued there.
How were you when you started teaching?
How old?
Uh-huh.
I was 22.
really?
That's great.
Yeah, it is. We didn't know that teacher Eduardo was your teacher.
Yeah, he was my
We
teacher.
were like in shock.
We didn't know that.
Yeah, he was my teacher. During I had a class with him that it was like conversation, but it was 3 hours. It was like an English club, but a 3 hours English club.
Jesus Christ. It was the reason that once you told us that if you are an Eduardo's student, you must be really good and you will learn too much. Now I can understand that because you know.
I
teacher
worked
Eduardo.
with him as a student and then as a teacher, like we're like colleagues. So yeah, I've seen his classes. I know the style that he's got. So, and that's why I told you like full confidence on him.
How do you feel when you began to teach English? Because I think that it's really different. It's not the same.
It's a process.
Learn and teach.
Exactly. It's definitely a process. Like I was very confident because I like to be organized and I like to follow steps. It was like, okay, this is how you plan your lesson. This is like activities and everything. So I would like at the beginning, it was like, okay, I have to plan. I have to do like everything there. Make sure that activities are logical. And then you go to a class. Some days like the class is really good. Some days maybe it doesn't go as well. So at the beginning it was a little difficult, like stressful. You want everything to be perfect, and then you just like realize like we're working with people, so it's never gonna be perfect. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's bad. So you just gotta be flexible. You have an idea, and when you get to class, sometimes it's gonna go better, it's gonna go worse. But what you have to think is like, okay, what is my goal for each lesson? Did I reach it? The lesson is successful. We didn't. Okay, what can we do so that doesn't happen again? Or how can we modify it in the next class so we reach it? Because that's something that also happens. Like sometimes you have a lesson that's very difficult, and that day you get like blocked. But maybe the next day it's like, okay, let's do it again, 20 minutes. Then you're like, this. So everything like clicks and it goes. So that's also something that I really like about teaching. Like it's not something, how can I say, like that square. You gotta be a little bit flexible.
Okay. And how could you feel when, for example, someone asked you something? For example, a meeting of one word or with some expressions. If you didn't know, what could you do in that moment? And they'll say like, I don't know.
Well, I tell them like, I don't know. Let's find out. Because that is something that you usually have the idea. Like you're the teacher, you have to know everything. Like, that's not the case. Like you're the teacher, you can help them, but there's gonna be some words that even in Spanish you don't know all the words in the dictionary, right? And there's always new words, or depending on the context. So if you ask me for a word, I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, let's see. Okay, and you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I imagine. And I think that you must be really patient too, right, teaching?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in real life, like in my personal life, I'm not patient. Okay? Right, like, but when I'm teaching, it's like something changes. Okay, so my whole focus and energy is not on like me, it's like on my students. So if they're not getting something, I was thinking like, okay, how can I change the explanation? How can I, and in the moment, right? Like I explain one way, no, okay, let's see if I can explain it a different way. Let's see if I can use an analogy. Sometimes you would be in class and I would be like doing some mimics or something in order for you to understand it. And it's like a switch. Like people, I have friends that tell me like, you're a different person when you're in class than when you're outside.
Even when you talk English or when you're talking in Spanish, it's really different, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes, it's a very different experience. So I don't know. I think it was great to know about you because we didn't know a lot of, we didn't know anything about you, but this is like, oh my God, this is great.
It's just that like the first days of classes, we always have like these activities when it's like get to know each other, but it's usually like amongst the students. It's not like I'm gonna be there with you, like also sharing like what's my favorite color, what's my favorite folder, or kind of music that I like. I found it like a little bit weird. Okay, so I prefer that you get to know each other and I get to know each other by listening, but it's not like I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll tell you, like, my name is Pedro and I like this and this, and we have these friends in common on Facebook. Like, but like when we started working, for example, in English club, I don't know, like 3-4 months later on, like conversations and this, you get some ideas there. And now it's not like day one I was like, okay, my name is Pedro and I study dance. No, like one day we were talking and the topic, like, it popped up. So I feel it more natural that way.
It's great that you have a process and you have learned how to create that process, to teaching. That's great. I admire you.
Yes. You are a student. I know you are teaching. That was a great change. What do you think? Now, in the middle of a pandemic, do you think there is any difference between receiving or teaching virtual and face-to-face English lessons?
Definitely. Like there's like pros and cons. Okay. The thing that I would say that I miss the most is the human interaction. Like here we're seeing, I see your face, I see Tony, I listen to your dog. Like that's cool. Like that's a little part of it, but it's not the same. Like if we were in a classroom, okay, that you are one day like sitting normally, and then the next day you're like this, like okay, like hey, what's wrong? Like are you okay or something? Here we always see you like in the same position, right? So that kind of non-verbal communication, it gets a little bit lost. Also, the interactions like not related to the class, like when you're outside of the class waiting for the teacher and you talk about your day, or what are you listening to, or during recess that you go, okay, let's go buy a shuko, or let's go get a coffee or something. That is something that you don't have here. Okay. And that at the end of the day, that is also important because like with your group, you build like this little community. That now you do it like virtually, but it's not like the same. Now regarding classes, I think that there has its benefits. Like you can finish your class at 7 p.m. and you don't have to worry about like, hey, I'm gonna take my bus, go back home, get at home at 8:30. Is it dangerous? It's raining. Like you're already home. Or if you have your class in the morning, you don't have to like be worried that traffic's gonna be like hell and you have to wake up like at 5:30, 1 hour of traffic, like you're at home. So those are some of the benefits.
We agree with this, and we consider that it is a really good thing for thinking many things, I think. And finally, teacher, we would like to know if you have some advice for us and all people who will watch and listen this, and because as we mentioned before, it is a talk about life, and we would like to know if you have some advices for us.
Like in general, I would say like stay true to yourself. Like sometimes we change groups of friends, we change groups of people, you change work, and you try to like fit into that group. Okay, and I'm not saying like do not like work with other people, do not get new friends, but don't lose your essence. Like be you. Okay, whether you have like really cool parts or really dark parts, that's you. So like stay true to yourself. Like the only thing that you gotta be better is like be better than the version that you were yesterday. Do not compare with others. As long as you're doing that, I think that the rest it will come along.
Yeah, that's
Thank you so
right.
much. I
Yeah.
think it's a great advice. Just be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself. That's it. Like people is always like, no, you gotta be better. You gotta be yourself. That's it. The world, it's a very weird place. Okay, so the best thing that you can do is like take care of yourself, and then like one day at a time.
Okay. Sorry, but production is telling me that we don't have any more time. So say goodbye to our guest. And thank you, Mr. Pierre, for being here with us. It
Thank you for
was
having
a
me. Like
pleasure.
we finally get to do this activity. We planned it for like 2 weeks, I think. But it was really interesting. Really cool.
Yes.
Like, well done, guys. I like being here with you. Nice idea, like the PowerPuff thing. You should have told me, so I would have been like, I don't know, like mohoho or something like that.
We wanted to be like a surprise, so. But
Like,
thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, thanks. It was our pleasure.
Yes, it
Okay,
was
guys.
great to know about you.
Take care and see you in class.
Thank you,
See
Peter.
ya.
See ya. Bye.
Well, guys, I think that it was a really interesting episode about our podcast.
It was
I
very
think-
surprising, I think.
We had a lot of surprises, yeah, and different
Yes.
ideas and different things. I think that it was something really different, that something that we were expecting, I think. But it was really good,
Yes,
and I'm really
definitely.
happy with this. I love that.
Yes, me too.
Yes, it was great. When he said that teacher Eduardo was his teacher, I was like, oh my god, teacher, I wanna be like you, Peter. I wanna be like you. He was
The same.
22, my age, when he started teaching English,
Imagine.
and I felt like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life right now?
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of an inspiration for us, and I think that it was
yeah,
really good. And I loved the whole episode, so it was really
yes,
good.
it was great.
His advice,
So
it was the
another
best.
good time.
Yeah, another good time. So
Another good.
Yes,
yeah, it was
just
all
be
I think.
yourself.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
be you all
Just
the
be
time.
yourself.
You know, be
Mhm.
you, and no matter anything.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no matter what.
That
yeah,
sounds easy.
sometimes.
Yes, that sounds easy, but we have to try to do our best in this life. It's the only thing we can do in order to enjoy all the process.
Yeah, that's true. So I think that it was all for today, guys, and see you next, and follow.
Okay, it was great.
Yeah, it was really great. So I think that
Follow
yeah,
us
it
for
was all
more.
in. Follow us
Yeah.
for more. Yeah. So I think that it was all in. Bye, you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.